Hello, get ready with me to go to my grandma's birthday party. And I was thinking I could tell you a bit about my grandma while I get ready, because I feel that she has lived an interesting life and I think it's worth sharing. So my grandmother, we are celebrating her 82nd birthday. However, technically she doesn't know when her real birthday is. So this is more of an estimate. My grandma grew up, so she had a mom and a dad, but when she was little, her mom died and her dad remarried, and the stepmother was really mean to her. Like, she got her in trouble when she got her first period with her dad. She said, look at all the mess she made with her blood, essentially, and her dad beat her for it. Things like that. And so she had an older brother, but the older brother disappeared. We don't know what happened to him. And eventually, I think either my grandma ran away or she was abandoned, one of those, where she ended up alone. And so she had no birth certificate, nothing to really know when her birthday is. So we've always celebrated her birthday in June because of that. And my grandma, when she was like 13, that's when she got with her first husband, or her first partner. I don't think they ever got married. And she had 4 kids, because I'm counting my aunts and uncle, 1 boy and 3 girls. And he used to beat her and be abusive toward her. And at one point, I don't remember the whole story, but I know that he left with the kids. And my uncle and my aunts grew up thinking that my grandma abandoned them. And then my grandma got with my grandpa and had 7 kids. So that includes my mom. My mom's the oldest out of this partnership. And it was similar that my grandpa would beat her and would not treat her well. And he often would cheat on her. And later on, while we were already adults and everything, other sisters that my grandpa had with other women came forward to connect with my aunts and uncles and stuff. So they talked to each other and stuff. But yes, my grandpa had kids with other women as well, while still with my grandma. And eventually they came to the United States. Everyone, my mom too. My mom was just 15 years old when she came to the United States. And they've been here ever since. And my grandma's always been like the beloved figure in our family. She even adopted someone, like, not officially, but he's been adopted as family because he used to just always be with my family, my aunts and uncles and stuff, and so he was adopted as part of the family. So she technically has 12 kids. And so today we're celebrating her 82nd birthday. And it's gonna be at the suburbs, and it's gonna be a long drive, even just driving there. So I decided to rent a car because I'm gonna be all dressed up in a dress and everything, and I didn't want to be taking public transportation And plus, it's gonna take me nearly 2 hours to get there. On a car, I can imagine how long it would take me to take the train down there. So it just seems easier to rent a car for this. I'm gonna go to the store to grab her a gift before I head over. And I think I'm just gonna get her a gift card because that way she can buy whatever she wants, and I'm gonna get her some flowers or something. Just because I would rather get someone money, and not because I don't care, but just because I'd rather they get what they want, what they need, and then get her something that I don't know if she'll like or not. So that's what I'm gonna do. I went to get a massage yesterday, which I documented if anyone wants to check out my YouTube shorts or TikTok. YouTube only lets me do 3-minute videos, and unfortunately the video was like 3 minutes and like 15 seconds. But yeah, it was really great, like much needed. Ideally, I would want to get a massage like once a week, but I get them once every few months if I can, when I can, and it's always great just because they get areas that I'm not able to reach with stretching and the things that I do, like the exercises that I do. For me, when I feel tension in my back and stuff, I do like exercises to release that tension and stuff, but I especially had this knot on my right shoulder as well that she really helped me with. And she did a bit of cupping because she says that pulls the tension out instead of pushing it in or something. She said that was an interesting sensation. I never felt that before, but maybe next time I'll add cupping just to get a better feel for it. But and then I went to grab, there was a Nothing But Cakes nearby, and I went to grab one. It looked like it had just opened or something because there was like balloons outside and everything. Unless that's just a regular decor, I don't know. I've never been to a Nothing But Cakes, so where's my eyeliner? Oh, here we go. And then it was almost noon, so I was like, I might as well grab lunch real quick. So I grabbed me a sandwich. And then I just came home and I ate and relaxed for a bit. And then I did get ready for Nova's playtime. But I ended up resting a lot, honestly, because I did that. I sang, I did some singing, I did some things like that. And then I was like, let me lay down for a little bit. And I took a nice nap. And then I woke up and had dinner and stuff like that, but it was still fun. I still relaxed, you know. That was, my massage therapist was like, I give you permission to have a lazy day, and that's what I did. So it was good. And then this morning I went to get my iced chai. I went for a nice walk. It's really nice out. We're supposed to be getting a heat wave next week, so next week will be interesting. But I'm doing blue because my dress is that blue one right there. It has blue, so I'm gonna do blue. I love blue anyway, as you can tell. But I'm a little nervous because I'm doing Zipcar. So I don't know whoever's familiar with Zipcar, but it's like you rent the car by the hour, and the car has the Zipcar logo outside. And originally the party was gonna be at my grandma's house, and so I was like, okay, like it's street parking, so I was like, I could just park down the street and then people don't have to see the car, right? I'm really self-conscious about stuff like that because my family notices stuff, like, you know how family is. Family is curious, right? So I'm just like, I don't want someone to be like, hey, whose Zipcar is that out there? Or who came in a Zipcar or something. And now it got switched to another location. My aunt and uncle, they're pastors. So it's gonna be at their location that is a parking lot. So that's a little different. I can't park down the street really. I'm gonna park in the parking lot, so it's gonna be more noticeable. And my initial reaction was like, oh no, like, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like this is a mirror moment for me of like, am I gonna be unapologetically me, or am I gonna be like still trying to hide parts of myself? You know what I mean? I feel like almost feel like that's almost like a challenge for myself of like, look, it's time to really step into it unapologetically. So I'm just like, whatever, I'll deal with it however, whatever. No one might even notice, who cares? But it's the things that our brains do, and like I mentioned before, it's not something that I'll be able to hide for much. It's something that's gonna be very noticeable, and I just gotta deal with it, and that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared about my family's reaction, but at the same time, I still have no regrets. I still know that this is the right choice for me. I'm still gonna stand in my truth even while I feel scared, you know? So this, what better time than now to just rip the Band-Aid, kind of like I did with sending them the song to the guys this week too. I just ripped the Band-Aid and send it to them, and it's all about just ripping the Band-Aid off. And I'm not meant to hide. I'm meant to stand fully in my truth and who I am, and this is part of it too. And it's like now or never. My dad and I have scheduled a time to go meet at the diner and stuff. We're meeting later this week as well, so maybe I'll tell him then. I'll talk to him about it then. But I don't know. I also feel like I don't have to explain myself. A little insight into what's been going on in my brain the past couple of days. But I know that whatever happens, I'll deal with it and it'll be fine. But against nature. So yeah, I guess maybe more about my family. Like I said, my mom's the oldest from my grandma and grandpa, and like I said, my grandma had 7 kids with my grandpa. They haven't been together in a long time, but my grandpa, he has some heart problems, and essentially the doctors say like his heart might fail any moment, essentially. So he lives close to my aunt and uncle that are pastors, also in the suburbs and stuff like that. Our family gatherings are always very busy, very noisy, because there's a lot of us. And it got to the point where on Thanksgiving we rent a hall every year because there's that many people now. Lost count of how many grandchildren there is, and now great grandchildren and all that. And then for the other holidays, we individually gather with our own families instead of all gathering together, because it was getting to be a lot. And so we get together for Thanksgiving, and then for Christmas week, everyone gets together. I'm not really close to my dad's side of the family. I also have a grandmother on that side. I think my grandpa is still alive. I've never met my grandpa on my dad's side. He's in Mexico. He was very abusive toward my grandma and toward my dad. My dad never hit us because of the abuse he endured with his dad. So my dad never, I don't ever remember him ever hitting us. He would threaten to hit us, but he never really hit us. That was my mom. My mom did. My dad does have siblings that live here in Chicago too, but I don't know. Growing up, my grandma on my dad's side used to go to Mexico and come back. She still does. And when we were little, some of my dad's siblings lived downstairs in our basement. And my grandma would come from Mexico and bring my one cousin that was obviously her favorite. She made it obvious that she was her favorite. Bring her all these things, and then would bring us like a piece of candy or something. Like, this was kids, like kids. I could care less now, right? But I don't know. That was certain things that she would do to show that, oh, I like them more than I like you guys. Because I feel like they've never liked really my mom. They didn't like that my dad got with a single mom. Because when my dad met my mom, she had just had my sister. And they always judged my mom for that. And I mean, they get along now. They're not against her or anything. But I feel like every time I have tried to go to family things on that side of the family, they never talk to me. It's just so weird and awkward and uncomfortable that I just told my parents, like, I'm not going to any more holiday things there because they never talk to me. It's just awkward. And my dad used to kind of be like, oh, why don't you guys want to come with my family? So we've never been close to that side of the family because of that. They just, I don't know, for whatever reason, they just never tried to get to know us. At one point, one of my aunts did try. She wrote me a letter and stuff, but not much else was done after that. To me, it's like actions speak louder than words. And yeah, your words can say, yeah, I wish I could know you better. But if you're not actually going to show it, then what's the point, right? What's the point of trying to connect with me if you're not actually going to make the effort to get to know me? And so that's happened with one of my aunts and stuff. And so, no, my dad also has six siblings. So both sides of the family come from big families. And so I grew up with a big family, and growing up as me, introverted as fuck and quiet and shy, there were so many times where being with my family felt so overstimulating sometimes just because there's a lot of us and it's just a lot going on. And I feel too, when my husband died, I stopped wanting to go to family things. It made me depressed. It made me depressed every time I would go to family events because my husband wasn't there, you know? Or I didn't want people looking at me like they felt sorry for me and stuff, which that happens sometimes. People can't help it and it's fine. But at the time, I don't want to deal with that, you know? So I stopped going to family things for a long time. And now I'm more selective about the ones that I go to. But there's no offense to anyone or anything. It was all about me and just needing that space, needing that time to just, you know, grieve. And for a long time, I mean, I still grieve. I still grieved this week. Like, grief is something that's never gonna go away. And I just deal with it when it comes and act accordingly and take care of myself and take the steps that I need to take to grieve, let myself grieve and let it pass, you know? Let's do the eyelashes. I'm gonna do the long lashes today because why not? Not do that all. Let's do lashes. And then the lipstick. Let me do the other one so that it could be dry by the time I get to it. I had a dream that I was talking to someone, like I was hanging out with someone, and she had her lashes were like the opposite way. I'm just thinking about that right now. I'm just remembering it right now as I'm adding glue to my lashes. Her lashes were the wrong way. They were like, like instead of being this way, they were this way. That's funny. Oh shit. No, stay that way. Okay. Do it. When I didn't know it was playtime yesterday, I forgot to put mascara before I did the lashes, and those lashes are like, these are heavy as heck. And I felt it. I was like, I could feel the heaviness. I'm like, oh man, I should have put mascara, because for some reason they felt heavier without it. But I was like, well, I'm just here at home. I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm still debating whether I should do my makeup like that for band tomorrow or not. I haven't decided yet. Because I will be walking to band tomorrow, so that means I'd be walking for like 20-30 minutes with that makeup. So we'll see. I'm so sick. Are you the medicine? We're so sick, but we're not innocent. Okay. Okay. That dream. I don't know why I had that dream, but I've been sleeping very heavily these past couple of days. Has anyone else? That's rare for me. I'm normally a lighter sleeper, or I'm usually up and awake by like 5-6 a.m. So I always wake up when my neighbor upstairs wakes up, because he stomps around and getting ready for work, because he leaves for work at like around 7. So I'm normally up by the time that he gets up, because I always hear him. But the last couple of days, I haven't. I've slept through it. And I'm like, whoa. And I don't go to sleep late. I've gone to bed at like, yesterday I went to bed at 10 something, 10:15, 10. And the day before, I don't remember what time, but it was also not that late. I haven't been going to bed later. I haven't been staying up late or anything. And then I don't wake up until past 7 o'clock. But I have been making some big decisions this week, so it doesn't really surprise me. Also with we got a full moon coming when stuff like that happens. I'm normally like, okay, gotta go to sleep, let the brain reboot. And It almost feels like a computer restarting and updating, you know? I don't know. Okay, let me add some highlighter. Fuck me and fuck you too. I'm just gonna grab the car. It's parked right down the street. There's like a parking spot right down the street for me. So I'm gonna go grab it and go to the store and then head over. And then on my way back, I'll probably go grab some groceries since I have the car till 10 p.m. tonight. So I'm just gonna take advantage that I have a car and run my errands. I'm gonna head back earlier because it is Pride weekend as well. It's gonna be really busy downtown. It's gonna take me almost 2 hours to get there. I think I'm gonna do the super stay today. I need to go to Ulta to get stock up on some things. I'm aiming to get there by noon, almost 1 o'clock, so that I could leave. I think I'll leave by 3. And then I'll go around to some errands since I'll still have the car. I worship all that you say. Yes, puppy. And I still gotta do my hair. I'll come back in with my hair done. Alright, here's the hair, the dress. So, have a great day, everyone.